We start the class. This is from the topic we saw yesterday. The present continuous and the simple present. Okay, so just reminding the date today. Hold on, please. All right, today is Wednesday, July 14, 2021. We started late yesterday, unit one, Touchstone 1, and Touchstone 4. And we are doing today the ending of lesson A, and we are starting lesson B today. Great. So let's play something before, just to warm you up. You have played this game before. So we have also Daniela here. Hi, Daniela. Daniela Jocelyn.
Hi, teacher.
Have you played this game before, Daniela?
Yes, I have.
All right, the sentence starter. Let's see. Let's do it, please. Okay, please. Right or left?
I've never.
You have to be fast, please. You have to pick right or left the correct sentence.
The number one.
This is right, this is left. This is wrong.
Number two.
Right or left? Alright, that's a fault. You need to tell me right or left, please.
Left. Right.
Number two. Have you ever? The number two. What happened? Number two. Number one. A. One.
Right.
Two. Number 2. Ticket.
Come on. Which one?
A.
I consider applying.
1.
B. A.
Number 1.
All right, one more, please. You have to be faster. Everyone, you need to participate.
Yes, teacher. Good afternoon.
Right or left?
Oh, 1. Listen.
Right. Left.
Come on.
Left. No. B.
I got a point. Number 2. Kind of music you like?
Right. What do you do for your last
What did you do?
birthday?
What kind of music do you use for you?
What?
I have
Right, left, right, left,
number 1.
right,
I
or left.
haven't. I didn't know.
Left. Left.
Right, left,
I finished.
right, left.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
What is it? I finished reading. Right, left,
Right.
Right.
right, left,
Left.
Right.
right, left,
Right?
I usually listen.
Right, left.
Right.
Right.
Left. Okay.
All right, excellent. Well, as you see, we're going to see that lesson today. The use of some infinitives or some gerunds or ing when you use some verbs. That's the most common mistake or error when you speak English. Sometimes you don't know what to use. You use to or you use ing. So that's very important to know in everyday conversation. All right, let's see who do we have here. We have Jasmine, Felix, we have Daniela, Lupita, and Judith. Well, just 5 people, and it's 5 and 4:44. Everybody is late. Let's let's start. Let's start doing a review of what we did yesterday. We have the opener. We start with unit 1. Well, actually, we start with the book, right? Student's book. We talk about all these interesting lives, and we start with lesson A. And we are still working on tenses. Remember, you need to pay attention on tenses. If you start speaking tenses, don't say times. That's wrong. You don't use times for this. Time also means tiempos, but it's something different. It's tiempos. But tenses is used for when you speak about simple present, simple past, future, etc. Times is something different, so real time. So 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, etc. So we start talking about interesting life. We discuss speaking naturally. Speaking naturally, I think we didn't finish this one, right? This is the last part. Did we? Question, did we finish this one or not?
No.
No, right?
No, teacher.
Yes. Well, this is about listening, pronunciation. As you say here, in every lesson A, you have this part. Speaking naturally, and we're going to talk about reductions in questions. If you see the red letter here, you have a little reduction in this one. Like, how long have you been learning English? How long have you been learning English? What are you learning English? Where are you learning English?
I'm not exercising.
What do you like to do in English class? What do you like to do in your English class? Do you? Have you? Are you? Do you? What did you do in your last class? Please pay attention, listen and repeat.
Page 3. 3. Speaking naturally. Reductions in questions. A. listen and repeat the questions. Notice the reductions of the auxiliary verbs have, do, are, did, and you. Then ask and answer the questions with a partner.
How long have you been learning English?
Why are you learning English?
What do you like to do in your English class?
What did you do in your last class?
Okay, one more time.
Page 3. 3. Speaking naturally. Reductions in questions. A. Listen and repeat the questions. Notice the reductions of the auxiliary verbs have, do, are, did, and you. Then ask and answer the questions with a partner.
How long have you been learning English?
Why are you learning English?
What do you like to do in your English class?
What did you do in your last class?
Okay, now you have to do this with your partner, with your classmate. Ask and answer. One asks, let's say Jasmine asks Felix the question. Felix, you have to answer. Of course, the point here is to practice the pronunciation. The same with the rest. So you have 4 questions, please. If you can take a screenshot or whatever you have to do.
Bájale, nena, que no escucho aquí nada.
All right, here you go. Please, let me make it bigger. Give me just 1 second, please. All right, here you go, please. You can take a screenshot so you can practice together with your partner. Let's go to some to the breakout rooms. We have just 5 people today. So practice with your partner, please. It's 4:51. You have 3 minutes. All right, folks. I see you have a chance to practice these exercises, these sentences. Um, of course, you already know that if I ask you in a tense, like the first one, the first sentence is question information, right? So it's, what tense is that? Present perfect continuous, right? If I ask you, how have you been learning English? I've been learning English for about 2 years. So you need to respond with the tense you're asking. We are working just on pronunciation right now, but you need to pay attention in the way how you answer some questions. What do you like to do in your English class? It's easy. This is simple present, right? I like to share, I like to talk to my classmates. I like to have activities. I like to do my homework, etc. Why are you learning English? Why? Reason. What? Information question. So please pay attention when you have questions like this. Try to use the tense you are being asked. The same question. But in this case, we are just working on pronunciation. Just want to make clear that you're doing this. All right, we have another exercise that's a speaking practice. Remember the interview we saw yesterday? This interview, let me show you. This one. So we're going to practice the questions. Please take a screenshot to the questions. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 questions. So the same. One person makes the question, the other one answers. And then you switch one and one. Let's say Jasmine asks this question, Felix answers. Next one, Felix asks a question, Jasmine answers. I mean, you change roles. So everybody has to participate. Say something. Please take a screenshot and let's do it.
Okay.
Teacher, me saca de los grupos reducidos. Cuando estoy viendo la captura de la imagen, me saca.
Esaka, okay.
Sí.
I don't know why, if it's your computer or your system, or because it shouldn't happen. Anyway, you have a chance to practice. Did you have a chance to practice, Felix?
Yes.
Right, that's the most important. I saw that some of you have questions about vocabulary. Like you were asking, when did you last buy yourself a treat? Remember, when you have a treat, is like cuando te consientes, when you get something for you, like clothes, a computer, a car, maybe something nice.
Okay.
Something for you or for someone else. That's to buy yourself a treat. A treat in general is like when you, for example, to explain the word treat is when you have a dog, right? And the dog behaves well, he makes some tricks, you gave him a treat,
Okay, thank you, teacher.
treat, a treat, kind of. Just pay attention, just pay attention. This exercise is just for, well, this is just a speaking practice, but you need to pay attention to your pronunciation and you how you organize the sentences. That's the most important. All right, let's continue with lesson B. Well, first, let me ask you if you have any questions of tenses. Remember, you're supposed to handle all the tenses. I see some of you have questions about all that. Basic tenses like simple,
No, teacher.
past tense,
I've been waiting
perfect,
in line for a month.
present perfect continuous, etc. Remember, you have questions about how to use tenses. You need to review and check your books. Go back to Touchstone 1, Touchstone 2, or Touchstone 3, whatever you have to do. Check videos on YouTube on how to use it. Remember, we are in level 4, so you are supposed to know all this. But, you know, it's not always like that. But just in case you have questions, try, as I always tell you, try to take notes and write down. So I ask you one more time. Do you have any questions about tenses?
No, teacher.
No,
It's okay.
teacher. I think that in my case, I need to practice in my free time, teacher. Only that, but yes, I can understand different
Tenses.
tenses, unless I need to practice.
Yeah, remember also, well, this is what I told you at the beginning. When you use tenses, like the first one, how long have you been learning English? Well, I've been learning English for about 2 years. Try to use something like that, like to use fillers. What do you like to do in your English class? That's what we are working on, pronunciation, reduction of some auxiliary verbs like have, do, are, or did. And you, have you, do you, are you, did you, etc. Okay, let me ask you something. What do you understand for this expression? It's a long story.
There is too much.
Could it? Do you have any idea?
It could be there is an extent and it's large, very big. I mean, about the size.
Right. Well, similar.
It's similar.
Any other ideas?
When the story is suspense, it's with a lot of chapter.
Yes, it's a long story.
Yes.
It's a common way when the story is long and complicated, right? Complicated to tell. Like you want to omit some detail. Oh, it's a long story. What happened to you yesterday? Well, it's a long story. I went to downtown. I have to take the bus and then blah, 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 blah. It's a long, that's the name says it's a long story. But you don't want to say everything. All right. So in this lesson, lesson B, we are going to work with verbs. As you saw in the activity, in the games, we are going to work with verbs plus ing verbs and verbs plus infinitives. As I said before, it's very important you pay attention to this because that's what we use in every conversation when we use two verbs together. Sometimes you don't even say, for example, here, I enjoy to read or I enjoy reading. Which one is correct? The first one or the second one?
Both.
What is correct? First one or the second one? Is it both?
Second.
Daniela, you said both? Or who said both?
Yes.
Jasmine?
Yes, I think it's both.
Second, teacher.
Second one, Felix? The first one or the second one?
The second one?
Who did?
Both, teacher.
Both? Lupita? What do you think? First one or second one?
The second one, teacher? The second.
Yes, the second one is correct.
I enjoy. Yes.
I enjoy reading. This verb is used all the time, is followed by ing. I enjoy running. I enjoy singing. You enjoy playing. There's no option that you use to. For example, you have some verbs in English like I like to play. I like playing. Which one is more correct?
Teacher,
First,
Yes, Felix?
first, I like to play.
I like playing.
teacher, I like praying.
Okay.
Teacher,
like to
I
play.
used to. Can I use to play only with like, love, and hate?
It could be in this one with this verb. We are talking about some verbs in specific. In this one, you can use both. I like to play, or I like, let's say, I like to play basketball. I like playing basketball, right? Is this verb? In this verb, this is specific, you have to use ing. We want to see in detail why. So that is the topic for this lesson. But first, we are going to listen the context. We're going to listen a story. What happened in this story? We have some questions about the story. 1, 2, 3, 4. First, please pay attention and listen to the story. And then we're going to pay attention to the details.
Page 4, Lesson B. It's a long story. 1. Building vocabulary and grammar. A. Listen to Dan's story. Answer the questions.
Living abroad. Dan's story. Dan Anderson was born in the USA. He's now living in South Korea. We asked him, "How did you end up living in Seoul?"
All right, guys. If you please, just listen. No books. No books.
Okay.
Just try to understand, okay?
Page 4, Lesson B. It's a long story. 1. Building vocabulary and grammar. A. Listen to Dan's story. Answer the questions.
Living abroad. Dan's story. Dan Anderson was born in the USA. He's now living in South Korea. We asked him, "How did you end up living in Seoul?"
Well, it's a long story. Before I came here, I spent 3 years working for a small company in Tokyo while I finished doing my master's in business. To be honest, I wasn't planning on leaving or anything. But one day, I happened to be in the office, and one of the salespeople was looking at job ads online. He knew I was considering going to South Korea someday. You see, my mother's South Korean, and I've always been interested in the culture and everything. And anyway, he leaned over and said, "Dan, this seems to be the perfect job for you. Check this out." I looked at the ad, and I remember thinking, should I bother to apply? But I decided to go for it, even though I didn't expect to get it. And to make a long story short, I got the job. The company offered to transfer me to Seoul, and they agreed to pay for my Korean language lessons. I started working here 2 months later, and the rest is history. I mean, I miss living in Japan, but you can't have it both ways, I guess. Actually, I can't imagine living anywhere else now.
All right, cool. This one more time. Now pay attention to the questions. Where did Dan live before he moved to Seoul? Where did he want to go to South Korea, etc.? Please pay attention to the questions.
Page 4, Lesson B. It's a long story. 1. Building vocabulary and grammar. A. Listen to Dan's story. Answer the questions.
Living abroad. Dan story. Dan Anderson was born in the USA. He's now living in South Korea. We asked him, how did you end up living in Seoul?
Well, it's a long story. Before I came here, I spent 3 years working for a small company in Tokyo while I finished doing my master's in business. To be honest, I wasn't planning on leaving or anything. But one day, I happened to be in the office, and one of the salespeople was looking at job ads online. He knew I was considering going to South Korea someday. You see, my mother's South Korean, and I've always been interested in the culture and everything. And anyway, he leaned over and said, Dan, this seems to be the perfect job for you. Check this out. I looked at the ad, and I remember thinking, should I bother to apply? But I decided to go for it, even though I didn't expect to get it. And to make a long story short, I got the job. The company offered to transfer me to Seoul, and they agreed to pay for my Korean language lessons. I started working here 2 months later, and the rest is history. I mean, I miss living in Japan, but you can't have it both ways, I guess. Actually, I can't imagine living anywhere else now.
Okay, good. Let's see what you have. Are you okay, or would you like to listen one more time?
Again, teacher.
Yes, you're good. Okay, number one, where did, let's see, let's ask some people here. Who did? Number one, if you have it. If you have it. Can you read number one? Question number one. Who did? Please.
Yes, teacher. And question number one, where did Dan live before he moved to Seoul? Okay. Okay.
Remember, now he's living in South Korea now, but he was living somewhere else. Where?
In USA?
She was born there.
Okay.
He was born in the USA, but where was he living before? Before South Korea? He was living somewhere else, close to South Korea nation.
In Tokyo.
Okay, Felix, I was waiting for Judith, but it's okay.
Okay, teacher. Sorry.
It's fine. Number two, Felix. Why did he want to go to South Korea? Why?
Sorry, my microphone. Because here culture and everything. He interests in Korea because her culture and everything.
Yes, culture.
Culture, sorry.
That's culture or culture?
Culture?
Culture. Culture.
Culture.
Yes, two sounds, two syllables. Culture. No culture. Excellent. Number 3. Daniela, can you answer this one, number 3?
Yes, how did he get his job there? He doesn't say it subtly. He said it's a long story, but he say he got the job.
Well, yes, he got the job. Does anybody have a different idea? No? Yasmin? A different idea of how he got the job.
Um, Studying and finish his his master in business.
No, the question is how? How?
How did he get his job there? Um, um, I don't know exactly, teacher. Oh, maybe because his mother lives there.
And no, that's not how he got the job. Remember here, it says one of the salespeople was looking at a job ads online. So he applied online. He applied online.
Oh, online.
Yes, he looked at the ad. Remember, it's here.
Yes.
So he applied online and he was accepted. But he also mentioned many details, as Daniela says, but he applied online. So the company offered him to transfer him to Seoul. Okay, number 4. Lupita. Number 4. Can you read
Yes,
number
teacher.
4?
What did his new company offer him? I think so. I think so. He more. Sorry. He better. How do you say? Better. Better things.
Yeah, it's here in the reading. You just need to scan
Yes.
the reading and pay attention to the question. What
Yes.
this new company offer him?
Yes.
It's in the last paragraph.
Yes. I live in any here snow.
Me, teacher.
Let me see if Lupita can answer this, please. Lupita?
Well, did his new company offer him? I think so. Have he had a better. Teacher, es que sí le entiendo la pregunta, pero
Can I
no sé.
respond, teacher?
Give me 1 second. Let me see. Lupita, you have to try harder.
Sorry, teacher.
Why sorry? You need to try harder. It's right here.
Yes, the company offered to transfer me to Seoul, and they agree to pay for my Korean language lesson.
Yes, the
Yes.
company offered to transfer him to Seoul, of course, and then they agreed to pay for his Korean language lessons.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. That's what I want you to do, Lupita. Don't get frozen. You
Yes,
don't get stuck. Just try. Try to understand the question and try to understand the answer.
yes, teacher. Thank you.
All right. So as you see in this lesson, you have some verbs. Hold on. You have some verbs like this with ing. For example, the first one, I spent 3 years working, right? So you have the object here, that's 3 years. That's a time expression. Second one, I finish. Can you help me, please? I finish.
Doing.
I finished doing. You see, finish is always followed by ing. Then we have a verb with a preposition. I wasn't planning on on
Living.
yes. I wasn't planning on leaving. After a preposition like this one, or others you will see later, you have to use ing. Most verbs. Every time you have a verb with a preposition, you have to use ing. Okay, Jasmine, what's the next verb you see there?
Would you repeat, teacher?
What is the next verb in the next sentence you see? We finish here, planning on leaving or anything.
In the lesson, teacher.
Here, we are doing the lesson right now.
Verbs, teacher, is spent.
Okay, let me see. Are you here, right? The down story. Are you following?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, we finished. I wasn't planning on leaving or anything. But one day, what's next?
Happened to be.
I happened, not happened.
Okay, happened.
I happened to be in the office. In the office, the office.
Yes.
In this case, when you said I happen to be, in Spanish, we say de casualidad yo estaba en la oficina. I happen to be in the office. Like when you say, do you happen to have, de casualidad tienes, do you happen to have,
Okay.
do you happen to know, de casualidad sabes, etc. So happen has different meanings, remember. Okay, Judith, what's the next verb you see here?
Okay, I was considering.
Yes, it's, remember all the verbs I am mentioning, it's on bold letters. Was considering going.
Going.
Okay, the next bold verb, Felix.
Okay. Then this seems to be the perfect job for you. Check this out.
Seems to be, right? Seems to be. Dan, this seems to be the perfect job for you. Check this out. All right. I look at the ad and Daniela.
Remember thinking.
Yes, I remember thinking. You have another ing. Okay, Jasmine,
Yes.
what is the next verb involved?
Should I bother to apply? But I decide.
Should I bother to apply?
Uh-huh.
Apply, no apply. Should I bother to apply?
To apply. To apply. But I decided to go for it.
I decided to go for it.
For it.
Remember, for it. Consonant, vowel. For it. I decided to go for it. I decided to go for it.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
So you need to practice. I decided to go for it. Remember when we have it?
Yes, teacher.
Doesn't sound like it. It. It's okay. It's okay. But in conversation, or as you heard in the audio, is it. I decided to go for it.
For it.
Even though I didn't expect to get it. Expect to get it. You see? To get it.
Get it.
To get it. To get it. And sometimes these two sounds very fast. To get it. To get it. And to make a long story short, I got the job. The company offered to transfer me to Seoul. And they
agreed to pay.
They agreed to pay another infinitive to for my Korean language lessons. I started working here 2 months later. And the rest is history. I mean, I miss living in Japan. These verbs are always with, whenever you use two verbs, you always need the next verb with ing.
Okay.
I miss living. I started doing. I started doing a project. I start working tomorrow. Actually, I can't imagine living.
Okay.
I know it's kind of difficult to memorize. You don't have to memorize them. What you have to do is to practice. To practice, when you practice these verbs, then it's easy. Sometimes you use to instead of ing, but nothing happens, it's okay. But you just try to follow the rules, the grammar. Like here at the beginning says end up. End up living. How do you end up living in Seoul? Sometimes we confuse this with finish. No, it's not finish. End up. How do you end up living in Seoul? All right, questions about vocabulary in this story. Remember, it's very important in English, when you're learning English, to learn verbs. You have to know many verbs, thousands of verbs. Could be regular, irregular, different tenses, present, past, past participle, doesn't mean, right? So I ask you again, do you have any questions about this lesson, this vocabulary?
No, teacher.
Lupita, Felix, Judith,
No, teacher.
Ella?
No, teacher.
It's okay.
Okay. Let me show you something here. This is paragraph number 1. This is paragraph number 2. This is paragraph number 3. Paragraph number 4. Okay, let's start. Daniela, will you please read paragraph number 1?
No, teacher.
Omit this part.
Okay.
You have
Then,
to start from here.
well, it's a long story. Okay. Well, it's a long story. Before I came here, I spent 3 years working for a small company in Tokyo while finished doing my master's in business. To be honest, I wasn't planning on leaving or anything, but one day I happened to be in the office and one of the salespeople was looking at a job ads online.
All right, excellent. Just remember it's the office, because you have a power, the office. Excellent.
The office. Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Lupita, number 2, please.
Yes, teacher. The new, I was considering going to South Korea someday. You see, my mother's from Korea, and I've always been interested in the culture and everything. And anyway, he running over and say that this seems to be the perfect job for you. Check this out.
Okay, Dan, this seems to be the perfect job for you. Check this out.
Check this out.
Okay. When I ask you if you know all the words vocabulary, do you know what it means? Lean over, right?
Yes.
Okay, lean over. Number 3.
Link. Okay.
Number 3, Judith.
Yes, teacher. I look at the ad and I remember thinking, should I bother to apply? But I decided to go for it, even though I didn't expect to get it. And to make a long story short, I got the job.
Excellent, excellent. Just remember to pay attention on those TH words, thinking. Maybe you didn't hear, but thinking. Just a sound. You know, it's like a little air. Thinking.
Okay, thinking, okay.
Number 4. Who wants to read number 4?
Me?
Yes, Felix?
The company offered to transfer me to Seoul, and they agreed to pay for my Korean language lessons. I start working here 2 months later, and the rest is story. I mean, I miss living in Japan, but you can have it both ways, I guess. Actually, I can't imagine living anywhere else now.
Okay, good. Well, you need a lot of work in practice a lot of reading, Felix, but it's good. I mean, except some words, mispronounced words, like the saying with th, month, um, both, remember both, not both, but. I'm talking about but, you said but, is but. This is both. Let me see, this is but, right? B-U-T, but. This is both,
Both.
ambos, both. The other one is but. Sounds
Okay.
similar.
Okay, teacher.
So Felix, you need to practice reading a lot so you can get more fluency when you read. Well,
Okay, teacher.
not only Felix, everybody. Everyone, remember we are in level 4, so you need to improve your reading. Even though when you read um, out loud or when you read in silent, either way is good. All right, we have another assignment. We have 9 more minutes. Verb plus preposition plus verb, like happen to be. Verb plus ing, and verb plus particle, or preposition plus verb plus ing. This is the example from the article. You see, these verbs are from the article. Happen to be, spend 2 years working, end up living. You have all these here, all these verbs here. I already underlined the verbs. So please do it now. Do it now. I give you 5 minutes. Please go ahead. Follow the instructions. Verb plus to plus verb plus verb plus ing. Those are here. Remember, these are in different tenses. Some of them are in past tense, some of them are in present continuous or past continuous. Simple present, so you need to use the base verb. It's 5:52, 5:58.
Only the letter B, teacher?
All right, guys, just let it be. Tell me what you have now. Okay,
Okay,
verbs
ready.
plus to plus verb plus with verbs with infinitive with preposition.
Seems to be.
Any other one?
Bother to apply.
Decided to go for it.
Decide.
Expect to get.
Offer to trust.
Offer to what?
Offer to transfer.
Offer to transfer.
Agree to pay.
Agree to pay.
Say one more time.
Expect to
Agree
get.
to pay.
Agree
Agree to pay, yes.
to pay. That's it?
Yes.
All right. So we have verbs with verb and ing.
Yes.
Okay.
Finish. Doing. Consider. Going.
Considering going. Yes.
Consider going. Okay, Lupita, Felix, please. I want to hear you.
Miss Living.
Remember thinking. Thinking.
Okay, what do you say first?
Miss Living.
Miss living.
Remember thinking.
Remember thinking.
Okay.
Start working.
Start.
Forgetting. Yes.
Forget.
Forgetting.
What is the first verb?
Okay.
Imagine living.
Imagine.
Yeah. Imagine
Living.
living.
Drive, teacher. Drive. Holding.
Dry
Drive.
or try?
Drive. Drive and try it. drive,
Okay. Drive. Lupita,
and yes,
where do you find that? Drive.
holding, drive and holding, no?
No.
Drive and keep a teacher,
All of them are here, remember, Lupita.
yes. Decide,
So I think you have all of them.
yes.
Okay, good. Just in the, these are called phrasal verbs, like end up living. It's called verb plus particle plus or preposition. Those are the phrasal verbs. What do you have there?
Plan on,
Then
plan on living.
Plan on.
Plan on and live, living.
Teacher,
Look
Good.
at,
Okay, say one more time.
look at, look at. Yeah.
Ready?
Yes.
Jasmine, look up.
Look at. At. Yes. The at.
What is the verb?
Make. Make.
Look at the at.
Make a long story.
Well, here it says, I look at the at, comma, you don't have two
Okay.
verbs. At is a noun, it's not a verb. Look at the at.
Okay.
Okay, I have some pictures here. I will send it to you on WhatsApp for more vocabulary. So you can practice at home with these verbs. Let me show you. We have this, like practice, refer, quit, recall, recollect, recommend. Then we have verbs with prepositions. The same verbs with ing. And verbs with more verbs with prepositions. Okay. We'll see tomorrow the grammar. And we have more examples here. Okay. Thank you very much for your time. Any questions?
No.
no, teacher.
No questions? Comments? Doubts? Felix? Lupita?
No, teacher, it's okay.
No, teacher.
Remember
Okay.
this? Yes.
Teacher, what is the difference between living, the verb is live, and living, the verb is L-E-A-V-E?
You mean Leaving, right? Living.
Yes. What is the pronunciation? The pronunciation with ing.
When it's faster, living. I am living my life. I am happily living my life. I'm leaving the house. Leaving the house. You know, leaving, like to go out is a little bit, the timing is more. Leaving, leaving, leaving.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, leaving. I am living my life now. I am leaving my house. I'm leaving my house. It's just a timing, but it's it's very slight. The difference is very slight. It could be a homophone.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions? All right. It's 6:07. Let's wrap it up for today, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Remember, tomorrow is the last class of the week. It's Tuesday. So, pues pozolero here in Acapulco. And let's celebrate with some pozole and some tequila. I'm just kidding. I don't drink. I don't drink, I don't eat pozole. Anyway, thank you very much, guys, for your time. See you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Okay?
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Teacher, see you next class.
See you. See you. Thank you. Bye-bye.